Hey there, comic book fans. I'm Travis.
And I'm Ethan.
And this is yet another edition of
Monster Comic Reviews.
Yes, and this is for the week of December 21st. We took a break there through most of the Christmas season. Things just got a little too busy for both me and Ethan. But we're back, and hopefully we'll be a little more consistent now. Just to give everybody an update on stuff. We talk about the comics, we talk about what happened in the comics and whatnot. We're always at least 2 weeks behind, if not 3 weeks behind, what everybody else is typically reading. So I feel pretty comfortable in the fact that if we spoil something here, we're not really spoiling a whole lot. So anyway, we're going to talk about some comics, and hope you enjoy it. Let us know, comment down below, hit the like button, hit the dislike button. That lets us know what you think too. You know, whatever the case may be. At any rate, enjoy yourself.
First we have Batman number 4.
So what'd you think?
Well, I liked it. I like Bruce and I like Dick, but I don't like how they're drawn.
Yeah?
Yeah. While he's Batman and while he's fighting people, they look just fine, but while they're both out of costume, they don't look so good. They look like they got punched in the face a few times.
So you don't like that look, huh?
No.
Yeah, I know there's a few people who comment on that. Or the fact that they all look kind of the same. I mean, they're not. I mean, you know, Bruce adopted, Dick, but doesn't mean he should look exactly like Bruce. And they just look like younger versions of each other.
Yeah.
And of course, a couple issues ago, we had, I remember the guy's name, another Playboy rich guy, and him and Bruce looked the same. The artist says that was for a reason, that they looked the same for a reason. I'm not sure exactly what that reason is yet. I don't know if we're going to find out or whatnot. That doesn't bother me that much. I mean, I guess. I'm liking the story so much that I don't know. You could probably draw it and I'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't have a problem with the art. Yeah, when they're in their civilian look, they've got such square jaws and whatnot. It looks, I guess, somewhat strange. That square jaw works fine when he's wearing the cowl, I guess. That doesn't really bother me. It's well enough. I can usually tell who's who and who's talking and whatnot. The story, I think, is really interesting. This Court of Owls and whatnot. We find out some about Bruce's childhood. A story, of course, we've never heard before. Going to show just how driven and psycho he is, even at an early age, I guess. So that I thought that was interesting. So what do you think? Do you think the Court of Owls are real? Do you think they've been around for forever?
Yes.
Even though Bruce doesn't think so. Bruce thinks that he's covered the bases so many times. There's no way this could be an ancient evil.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know for sure. I'm wondering if they are too. They sure put forth a lot of extra work if they're trying to make themselves look like they've been around for forever when they really haven't.
Yeah, they planted a lot of pictures then.
His great uncle Alan or whatever he is, Alan. He scanned over the body and finds evidence on this old body. If they haven't been around forever, how would he be finding old evidence on that body? So that's why I'm thinking, how can people find? Anyway, I'm enjoying the heck out of the comic. I think it's great. I think Scott Snyder's a fabulous writer. He's given us a great tale here, and I'm definitely always interested in what the next issue is going to be.
Yeah.
So how would you rate this book?
I give it a 3 out of 5.
I give it a 4 out of 5. You dissing it because of the art?
Yes.
Okay, then that's fine. That's cool. Okay. Anyway, next we're going to talk about Birds of Prey number 4.
So what'd you think?
I like this comic. It's actually right now this is probably one of the comics of the top of 5 that I'm most pleased with coming out of the new DC universe. I wasn't sure initially. Oh man, new Birds of Prey, not written by Gale. What's it going to be? And then we see it's a completely different lineup. I'm perfectly fine with the lineup. I think the lineup is great. Like I said, I'm really enjoying this book. I like the characters. I like the little bit different take on the characters we've already known, and the new character Starling. She's just a hoot and whatnot. Batgirl's in this issue. I hear she's going to become a regular member of the team. I don't think that was needed. I'm not sure exactly why they're doing that. I mean, I'm not against it, and I don't know if they're doing that because they want to prop up the Birds of Prey book more by putting a well-named figure in it, that might convince more people to buy it or not. I'm not sure if that's an editorial choice to put her in that, if the writer just really wanted her in it, or if people thought, oh my gosh, it can't be Birds of Prey if it doesn't have Barbara Gordon in it because she's one of the original, members of it. I'm not sure. Anyway, I like all the other characters. I like this new take on Katana. I think Poison Ivy's really interesting in the team. She gives it a different dynamic to it. I just think it's good fun. The art's great through it and whatnot. This is a interesting story. The end of it is really interesting in my opinion. It's like, oh crap, if they can do that, how do you beat them? Well, they wipe everybody at the end. Of course, they show everybody. They show everybody at the end of the book except for Batgirl, right?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
They're all kind of standing around, scratching their heads, like, "Oh, okay, what was I doing?"
Yeah.
So does that mean they snatched Batgirl, or they dumped her someplace different, or what? What do you think of it?
I liked it. I like the story. I like the art. I don't like the cover for this.
Oh,
issue,
David
though.
Finch. You want to talk about David Finch? I don't like any of his covers. He does covers for some of the Justice League stuff, whatnot too. The ladies with their weird little pinchy noses and whatnot. We won't even talk about the Wasp bodies. The no waist, no waist and whatnot. Yeah, I'm not a David Finch fan. He draws a cool Batman. Some of the Batmans I've seen him draw, but I can't stand his ladies because they all look exactly the same, right?
Yeah.
Just put different hair on them.
Yeah.
And if you got a Wonder Woman that was drawn by him, she would look exactly the same too, except she'd have, black curly hair. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the covers do not sell a book for me at all. Especially this one with Batgirl and her ridiculous big hips. I don't know. It just you're right. You're right. The cover stinks.
Don't.
But this isn't one of those books for me. I rate this book as a 4. It's just a great fun read all the way through it. It's not so incredibly, depthy or angsty or whatever. It's just a fun read, with people punching other people out.
Yeah, I give it a 4 too.
Yeah, it's a good read. Okay, next.
Next we have Blue Beetle, number 4. I liked it. I like the art, and I like the characters, the villains. Mm-hmm. I like the villain combination and their powers and their abilities. Yeah, they're pretty cool. What I like most about this issue, though, is the end. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. I like Blue Beetle. I like the Blue Beetle character. I've been having some problems with this book just because it feels like, to some degree, we're literally retelling a story that we could go get the trade off our bookshelf and read a longer version of this. This is kind of like a condensed version of the first year of Blue Beetle to some degree. They kept Jamie with his the same personality that he has and whatnot. I don't know if they're just trying to hurry up and get, they liked that original story of his and they're just going to hurry up and try and get past it. Tell people who've never read Blue Beetle this is kind of what his history was, and then push past it to get into new stories. I'm not exactly sure. I like most of the villains from this thing too. Most of those villains are villains that have been around the DC universe for quite some time, so it's good to see them, back and have a place in the DC universe. A little bit interesting take with Blue Beetle. He's not concerned quite as much about using lethal force as what the original Jamie was like, always no, heck no.
Yeah.
I'm not sure on the Scarab though. He seems inconsistent because it's let's kill everything. Then why would he turn around and warn Jamie? Oh, this might be lethal. He's about ready to zap them both with the electricity cannon thing he's using. He goes, and he says, "Oh, by the way, this is lethal force."
Yeah.
To me, that felt inconsistent with. It hasn't had a problem using lethal force.
Yeah. And sometimes it seems like it's more like the Scarab was from the old Blue Beetle, and then it seems all regiment. Oh yes, we must do this, 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 and this.
Sometimes it sounds more computer oriented, and other times it sounds more like it's your buddy and have a. And maybe that's how it's supposed to be. Maybe that's it slowly losing because we got a personality from it in the old one, but it was very. It wasn't like you actually saw real communication from the Scarab. you just knew through its actions how it was evolving and changing. This one obviously has more of a conversational personality. Maybe this is the writers trying to show us that it is still slowly moving more towards Jamie's way and less the original killer version. I don't know. If that's the case, it's not completely successfully doing that, right?
No.
Silverback's kind of a cool character.
Yeah. I liked him.
He's in really crappy shape, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't look so good anymore.
Seems how his body's basically been
Destroyed?
Yeah, and somehow there's still personality in there.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so there's some interesting stuff in there. I'm not... I don't know. I'm going to keep getting it because I like Blue Beetle character, but I'm not like just really... Well, I'm curious to see now what happened at the ending of this issue.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how they change stuff up. There's bits and pieces of this book I like. I like the high school parts of it because we should be seeing that because he is a teenager. He's supposed to be going to school and the issues that he's going to have with being Blue Beetle and having that go on and stuff. So that part's interesting, but it also feels like we're not really going anywhere either.
Yeah.
That's the downside for me.
Yeah, it feels almost like we'll be stuck with Blue Beetle going, what do I do now? What do I do now?
Right.
Instead.
Yeah, he really hasn't been given he hasn't been given the opportunity to be a superhero yet, and he's not being. It's not like he's being introduced in the same way that he was introduced in the originally the first time around. Of course, he was basically created and then was needed immediately to go fight Brother Eye and all that stuff. So he was surrounded by a bunch of other superheroes and basically got schooled on this is what you're going to be and this is being a superhero, and he isn't getting any of that introduction. So he's going to have a lot more learning to do. Yeah. So that might make for some interesting stories if they actually address some of that stuff in there and whatnot. And we inject a little more humor in it because I always liked the original one because it was funny. Not goofy funny so much like what the Batman Brave the Bold cartoon. Even though I like the character in that too, he's fun in that. But still not as seriously as what is going on in this one. So I'm going to give it a weak 3.
Yeah, I'll give it a 3.
Yeah, it's not a bad comic, but it's not anything that I get really excited about it. It's kind of average, right in the middle of the road. Got good things and bad things.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Last thing we're going to talk about is DC Universe presents Dead Man. This was an interesting issue. Lots of talky, which was for me wasn't bad. He meets up basically with Lucifer, Morningstar, the Devil. He's kind of a version of any of those kind of things. Everybody's got their own interpretation of that and whatnot. Dead Man's still looking for answers as to why he's having to go through all this stuff, and Rama isn't really giving him any answers, and so he kind of thinks he's got it figured out. And by the end of it, boy, does he piss off Rama.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, kind of like the end of that where she's all huge and like, suddenly she's not so pretty anymore.
Yeah.
But obviously this just goes to show, dude, you've been manipulated. But the thing is he really being manipulated by Rama, or is she just being manipulated by
reality?
Or Morningstar? If he's the devil, which that's what we're assuming is he's the guy who was up there and got pitched down below, right? He's the king of lies. I mean, Isn't that what everybody? I mean, traditionally that's what he's described as. So, or is he's being jerked around by both sides, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
I think so.
He's being screwed by everybody.
Uh-huh.
Basically, he's got to figure out how to get his own life in gear and what he's got left of his life, and not be played by everybody else. I thought this was interesting also because, of course, we get to look back at some of those prior lives that he's been reading that he keeps talking about and whatnot. So that was also interesting in it. I think there's like 2 more issues of the Dead Man storyline.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see where they go with it. It seems to be that the story is him trying to figure out why he's living the lives he's living and traveling on that. So they're going to answer it in 2 more issues for us. If not directly answered, they have to give us some sort of answer. Otherwise, it's going to be a really unsatisfying story, right?
Yeah.
So I like the art. I like the art in it. I think it's an interesting story. What do you think?
I liked it. I liked the cover, where it's him, and then it's his suit, but the suit is the background of the carnival.
Yeah.
And I like the way they depict the devil.
Yeah. He's a carny.
He's a carny and the missing eye. Yeah. And then the roller coaster.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I love the fact they plays 20 questions with him.
Right.
That was cool.
Right. And it's immediately frustrating.
Yeah.
which it would be. I mean, I don't. I mean, first and foremost, how do you play 20 questions when you don't even begin to know what the questions you should be asking are?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was kind of interesting. So yeah. And what do you think the book was? Do you think the book really was the librarian's life,
I don't know.
or something even more important?
Yeah.
I just keep wondering if he gave away something he really, really, really shouldn't have given away, and he's going to really regret it later on.
Yeah.
Because it seemed awfully easy, didn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, typically when you make a deal with the devil, somehow you pay for it somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I was like, oh, look, here's this book. Oh, it's your lifetime story? That'll be cool. No, it's the one that was on the big pedestal.
All right.
Yeah.
So is it the librarians or is it somebody else's? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. It was metaphysical, but not so mumbo jumbo that made you go, or at least anyway, it didn't make my eyes roll back in my head and go, oh yeah, okay, whatever. So yeah, I'm digging it. Like I said, I'm curious to see what's next now that he's peeved off Rama.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the worst thing she's gonna? Well, I shouldn't say that. I was gonna say, what's the worst thing she could do? Snuff his life out the rest of the way. But I guess she could just keep him trapped doing the same crap he's been doing.
Yeah.
But anyway, it'll be interesting. I give it a strong 3 out of 3.
I give it a 4.
Yeah. Well, that's it for this half. We're splitting our week up in half because we know that nobody wants to listen to us talk for a half an hour or more all in one shot. This way you can take a break and go get some stiff coffee or something like that because you've had to listen to us talk so much. Anyway, we'll be back in a few minutes, or as long as it takes for the next video to download from YouTube, and we'll talk about the second half of the week of December 21st. Catch you then.